Hello, welcome to the Eurocentrist podcast. We have a guest here today. Say stuff about yourself.
Oh, is that an official intro?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to.
Oh, sure. Oh,
I mean,
we can also properly introduce you, but this is
no,
funnier.
I didn't know if there's like theme music or like some wacky sound effects.
Do you have theme music?
No, do you have theme music?
I mean, you suggested it, so I presumed you did.
I'm the guest. It was like, are we supposed to bring our own theme music?
yeah. Didn't you read the show notes that I sent you?
I did. Yeah, I did. My theme music is the sound of silence. Give me 30 seconds of it, and then we'll be good.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
My name is Joel Bryant. How's that? Is that
Yay!
good?
Yay! Hey, Joel.
The theme music is applause.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but you are an actor, comedian, and...
Multi-hyphenate.
Indeed. Comedian, host,
Yes.
writer, traveler,
Right on.
Smithsonian Institution photographer.
Whoa!
I know.
No.
Yeah, I have pictures in the Smithsonian Institution.
Sweet, baby Jesus. Did I see one of those when I was there?
Were you there?
Yeah, I was in Washington, D.C.
Oh.
I went to like 5 different Smithsonians, so...
So taking pictures on your phone of the Smithsonian.
It was all lowercase. That's what I meant. I'm also a Washington Monument photographer and a Grand Canyon photographer.
White House photographer.
A White House photographer. The Opera House here in Vienna photographer. So
Yep.
yeah. It's
No, I'm kidding. But you have pictures of yourself in the Washington.
Not myself, just selfies.
I'm like, what do you mean?
Have you guys ever seen this? It's a whole different side.
You were the first man to do a selfie on a Nokia.
I was. It's
What about if I turn it around?
It's the first Polaroid of someone's own genitals and sending it to a girlfriend. So like this is the origin of okay, I'll go to it really quick. So when COVID hit, COVID happens, right? If everybody remembers that.
Yeah.
And everything shut down, and I was bored. I had no career. I was homeless at the time because I was traveling, so I lost everything in one day. I was like done, and I had nothing to do, nowhere to go. So I drove all over the U.S. because I was like, well, I got time, so I might as well drive everywhere. So I started driving, and I started taking pictures of everything shut down all over the U.S. So I started in LA and then went to Vegas. So it was like the Strip shut down and did video and took photos, and then went all the way over to Savannah, like hit New Orleans, all that, and then up to New York, Boston, all the way across to Seattle and down to San Francisco.
Sweet. So
it was like a 2.5 week road trip.
Wow.
Of just filming, taking pictures because had nothing else to do, and I was like, let me just go see what everything looks like.
All right.
And I made a little blog about it, and the Smithsonian reached out and they were like, we want your pictures for our institution in perpetuity because you're the only one who captured the full of America shut down. I was like, what? I was like, it's on an iPhone. They were like, we don't care. So I sent, so I think it's like 319 photos in the Smithsonian.
Sweet.
I don't know if it's on display, but you can go to the archives and search it out.
You understand, this makes you a historian, right? I'm not joking. You've done historical documentation.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is perfect for this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, see?
Yeah, what a surprise. We did this all on purpose.
It all kind of winds in.
Yeah. He actually did it for our podcast.
I did it for the podcast. We're going to be talking about that today.
Yeah.
And, but I also made a whole documentary about it too. It's like an hour and a half long documentary. So I filmed a lot of it, and it's on YouTube if you want to go
perfect.
see it.
In that case, the link will be in the description.
There you go.
That is a baller thing to include on your resume, though.
It's good. Yeah, it's so out of left field.
Yeah, but it's cool.
It's like, what did you do during the? And it was just out of happenstance. It wasn't like I set out to do something, and I don't want to make money off it. Like if you go to YouTube, there's like links for like COVID relief charities.
Yeah,
and I don't want to make any cash on it.
Yeah.
So it's not a. It's not a money making thing, or like it's just more like this is what happened and here's pictures of it. So that's it.
No, but still, it's really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that as well, and also comedian actor. Like
Sure.
Also an a-hole with a microphone.
I was on Monk. Yeah. Nothing big. Yeah. Only one of Tony Shalhoub's best work ever.
Yeah. Oh, it was a great show. Yeah.
Monk was like, my mom was a big Monk head.
Really?
Yeah. That was one of the shows that we set together.
They call them Monk heads? Monk heads?
I don't know.
Okay. Monkeys?
I was going to say monkeys.
No, that's the band.
Yeah.
That's also an animal that exists.
It is.
With EY. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's not the first thing that came to your mind.
The first thing was before we. That's like a Roadrunner thing. It's the same exact thing.
They're roasting me because I'm not 47 years old.
The Roadrunners. You saw Space Jam.
Of course I saw Space Jam, but I remember the good characters, the ones that matter.
Roadrunner doesn't speak, so are you saying because of his disability you didn't recognize it?
I didn't recognize him. Him having a disability is immaterial.
Roadrunner just says meep meep.
He
right?
does.
Meep.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought that was the Martian.
No, the
Marvin
Martian.
the Martian.
The Martian goes, "I will now destroy the Earth." He does that.
Oh, him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Yoda. We should do the rest of it in Martian Yoda voices. What do you bring to the table, voice-wise?
History we will learn now.
A cry for help is what I bring.
Tears.
I'm calling an intervention on you.
But yeah, so you're an actor.
Yes.
And you've
Correct.
acted in Hollywood.
I have.
Yes.
And outside of Hollywood.
Yes, but the cliche is true to a certain degree that plastic surgery reigns supreme.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Oh no!
Sure.
No, because there's two recent examples of famous TV shows where I'm like, what the fuck did these people think to do that to themselves? And also, how did the showrunners allow that to happen? Because now the character is a different person, basically.
I wasn't sure where you're going with that.
I'm so confused.
I was nervous you were like turning it into some kind of insult.
No.
Plastic surgery reigns supreme. What happened to you? But you're right. Plastic surgery. Yeah, it's kind of an accepted thing.
Yeah, but I'm assuming you don't have any idea where it comes from, right?
Plastic surgery.
Oh,
Yes.
No.
I don't think I do. No.
Aislinn already has the bad eyes.
Is this the wind up? Is this the wind up?
Yes, this is the wind up.
Okay.
Yes, this is the wind up.
We're going to find out the history of Charles Darwin and how he invented plastic surgery.
Basically, because we are going to talk about Vincenz Czerny today.
I need you to give me a breast reduction.
Sweetheart, I don't think I'm the right guy to be asking.
Vincenz
Czerny.
Czerny.
Yeah.
Like CHERNY.
CZZERNY.
Vincenz Czerny.
I thought you said Vincent's Journey.
Yeah,
I was like, who's
I
Vincent?
I heard that as well at first.
So Ben got this done under the wire. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Ben, for doing the research on this again. He couldn't find too much on the dude himself, but he says it's still it's a good read. Vincenz Florian Franz Czerny,
of course that's his name,
was born on November 19th, 1842, in the northeast Bohemian town of Trutnov, at the time part of the Empire of Austria. As the third of 5 children of pharmacist Vincent Ignaz Czerny, who lived from 1802 to 1885. Holy shit, 83 years old.
That's good.
Nice.
In the 1800s.
Yeah. In that at that point, like,
I mean, he's
ancient.
a pharmacist, so he has to be a good pharmacist too. That doesn't poison everybody by just prescribing heroin.
No, but back then it was just like, heroin and leeches. Like,
Yeah, exactly,
that's how you
yeah.
solved everything. So,
Yeah, exactly.
so maybe there is something to it. I think it might have been too hard on that science.
Yeah, and his wife Barbara Franziska, born Schmidt, 1815 to 1895. So she
she's
also
long
80
time,
years.
too.
Yeah.
So the parents lived a long life. Despite the Czech family name, which translates to black, the Czernys were a German-speaking household and Catholic, in case you're wondering. The father's pharmacy, Apotheke zum Goldenen Stern, had been in the family's possession since 1793.
I like that his family, their background is in medicine and like doing good for society and people, and evidently this guy does the opposite with his medical background.
I don't know. We will
his
see.
idea is to make people dislike themselves and profit off of that dislike of their physical appearance.
I think this is the reverberations that we're feeling now. I think this is. We'll see. We'll see where the man takes us.
Right, like I don't think he was doing boob jobs in the late 1800s.
You're still profiting off of someone's dislike of themselves,
Sure,
and their insecurities,
Sure.
no
Right.
matter what the procedure is.
Yeah, true.
Well, but
that's-
also there's still no penicillin.
So it's also life-threatening, is what I'm hearing. It's like they're profiting off their insecurities, and you might kill them.
yeah, if you don't disinfect properly.
I think you're being very negative right now.
Stop being such a bummer, Aislinn.
But think about the money you can make. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, you're really glossing.
Think about the profit margin.
Think about the cash.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this history podcast isn't a 24/7.
He just wants to take a cut of the pie.
as it were.
Hey.
Yeah, his parents are already doctors, basically. Or at least
Pharmacists, yeah.
there's that same thing in that time period.
That is true.
This is the origins of Big Pharma. Is what it is. This is what it is.
All right. Growing up in a sociable and musical home, a rarity for us that somebody has a nice upbringing.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, a nice non-lethal upbringing.
Yes, exactly.
I thought you meant for Austrians when you said a rarity for us.
Well, that too.
But rare for your stories.
Especially
Yeah.
back then, because back then normally the father would, for example, be more seen as like a commander of the household, less than your
Your dad.
Yeah, your protector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
so
a tyrant.
I've seen
Yeah,
seen Sound of Music. I know how.
no, this is already the nice version.
Yeah.
True.
This is already a loving Austrian, and he's still cold as fuck.
I was gonna say, because when you're thinking of Austrian upbringings, I'm thinking of Hedy Lamarr and how she had sort of like a cosmopolitan kind of household.
But again, Jewish, affluent, and
Well, these guys are
educated.
affluent to a certain degree.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Yeah.
would think they're pharmacists.
Oh yeah. No, they're doing at least well. They're
So-
they're smack dab in the middle class, I'm assuming.
It's proof that if you have enough money, you can be a good parent.
yeah.
You have the ability to be a good parent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
You have the ability to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
doesn't mean
You
it's
can still be a crap parent.
Yeah. You can be a shit parent, but also a lot of parents are bad parents by not having enough money to be good parents.
Exactly. So Vincenz learned to play the piano. Later, during his time in Vienna, he got a chance to play a four-handed duet with no less a composer than Johannes Brahms.
Oh fuck.
Oh.
Damn!
Oh my god, okay.
The dexterity required of a piano player also inadvertently prepared him for the career path that he had no idea he would end up taking. Initially intended as the future manager of the family business that Vincenz's father, Vincenz, had inherited from his grandfather, Vincenz.
This is some Jada Will Smith bullshit. This is some Jaden and Willow Smith shit. They named their child.
Nepotism.
Nepotism for
Yeah.
sure, especially in the I got to play with Johannes Brahms.
Yeah.
Like, what did you do?
Humble brag.
Humble Brahm.
Humble Brahm. It's like, well, I once tuned Beethoven's piano. Oh, well, I played with Brahms. Curse you.
All right. Young Czerny learned much about the manufacture of medicine, as his father also used the apothecary to sell homemade ointments, teas, and powders made from the plants he gathered in the nearby giant mountains. Vincenz also took a keen interest in the natural sciences, particularly biology, and collected butterflies as a hobby.
He sounds like a nice
like
playing butterfly.
This is the cliche, little boy running with the butterfly catcher around the mountains.
With a net.
He's like an old European intellectual. This is basically Nabokov without the pedophilia.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Including the butterfly catching.
And who wants that kind of Nabokov anyway?
After 3 years of trivial school, i.e. primary elementary school, from 1850 to 1853.
Trivial school? Is this like a dig, or is that actually what it's called?
I think that is a direct translation from back in the olden times, yeah.
What is the original word?
Trivialschule?
Is it really?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
This is fucking idiot school that doesn't matter.
Dumb school.
We'll learn colors and stuff, I guess. No, you're not. We'll learn math, but you're never going to use
No.
some of the algebraic
The
terms.
final test is tasting the crayons and knowing which color it is.
Right. By blindfold.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that tastes like violet. It was purple. You failed.
Yeah.
That's the trivial difference.
Sorry, that's Jasmine.
That's Jasmine.
When you guys are ready, I can
Yeah.
go.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Vincenz went through 1 year of homeschooling as his parents couldn't afford sending their 3 eldest children to school simultaneously. So again, middle class stuff back then.
Okay.
Where you are rich enough to send some to school, but not all of
You
them.
choose your favorite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
From 1854 to 1860, he attended the State Gymnasium in Gitschin. Czech, I'm gonna butcher this. In Czech, it's Cieszyn,
Xi
Totally.
Xi Jinping?
Totally. Xi Jinping, yeah.
Sorry.
A primarily Czech-speaking town, which his father, a proponent of Josephinian liberalism, Ben adds here, to use Vincent's own expression, preferred to the church schools that would have been closer to home. A good pupil, Vincenz was particularly fond of his physics and maths teacher. Maybe hot?
Okay.
I don't know.
Particularly fond is very...
Yeah. You're not into...
Like, I like teachers, but particularly fond means...
Yeah.
You like teachers.
Yeah. Or you're a giant nerd.
Let's find out.
But you can still like teachers.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Yeah, exactly. The only one of the bunch who understood to combine theory and practice. Oh, the only actual teacher. Okay. That's why he liked him. The other ones are not teachers. They're just...
Trivial.
They're trivial.
Yeah, just let's open up Wikipedia, basically, and just read.
If they know how to do that.
Yeah, exactly. But young Czerny also showed great interest in languages. In addition to his native German and the Czech, Latin and ancient Greek he was obliged to learn at school. He also studied French and Italian of his own initiative and added English to his repertoire while attending university. Sheesh.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's a lot.
5, 6, 7 languages.
But was he good at it?
Yeah.
Right.
True.
I'm thinking of Angelo Soleiman, who he was kidnapped and enslaved by the Luxembourg, or what was it, Liechtenstein royal family, and he went on to do a lot of great things, including learning all these other languages. But importantly, one of the documents says that but his German was just okay.
Yeah,
He was enslaved.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean? Why are you coming for his linguistic ability? He can speak it. That's incredible.
That's like the one black mark on his record. The German was fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, they really tried to find
hilarious.
They
one
really wanted
thing
to find a flaw.
to make stick.
Wow.
Yeah. This is the Obama mom jeans moment.
The tan suit. Tan suit.
Yeah,
Thanks,
exactly.
Obama moment.
In 1861, while our friends across the pond got very busy killing each other to settle the question if slavery was a good idea or not.
Yeah, America. USA.
Vincenz started studying at the Charles Ferdinand University, nowadays known simply as Charles University in Prague. As no science faculty had been established at the time, Vincenz had to go with the medical one, not knowing this would ultimately lead him down an entirely unexpected career path. But for now, his studies were still focused on botany and zoology, his goal to take over his family business only forgotten when his brother Karl, who was meant to become a doctor, replaced him in this role, having proved himself unsuited for the study of medicine.
So he took over the medical business because he couldn't do medicine? Wow,
You're
nepotism.
not good enough to be a doctor.
That's your Will Smith right there. It's like, my son can't act, but I'm going to put him in this film anyway.
It's the epitome of if you can't do it, teach it. Except you're running a business.
Wait, so he did all the piano playing and languages and all that stuff before he went to university? And then he's just like, I'm going to do something else now.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. He was a big fucking nerd.
That's it. And also these are the things that you basically can do when
I guess
there's a little
when
bit
you're
of money.
unemployed.
I guess if you also don't have like TV or like a phone, and do you know what I mean? I feel like we'd be a lot more productive now if we didn't have like TikTok.
Sure,
or
but
something.
also money is an important thing.
Sure.
Like he has all this free time, and he needed to have that intellectual curiosity for sure. But this is like you can't foster that if you're not in the right if you're not in the right tax bracket. For sure.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Vincenz left the Bohemian capital after only 1 year, partly because of the strong ethnic tension between Czechs and Germans, and resumed his studies at the University of Vienna, where ethnic tensions were more in favor of German speakers.
But still ethnic tension.
Yeah, because it's the Empire days, and Vienna is growing like insanely quickly, and it's all these poor people coming in from different parts of the empire. So we have a bunch of Czechs, Slovaks, Hungarians, Tyroleans. That's Italians, you know.
That's like a New Yorker going, I'm tired of this racial tension. Let me go to Savannah, Georgia. A lot more people look like me up there.
This Boston sucks.
There's too many Italians, too many Irish people here.
Yeah.
I need to be in WASP territory.
That is funny. I'm going where the police are gonna beat up the right kind of people.
I can get away with a lot more. Be with my tribe.
Here he worked under famous Prussian physiologist Ernst Wilhelm Brücke, under whose histological tutelage he spent years closely examining tumors through microscopes on an almost daily basis. It's not a tumor.
See, they had free time. If he had like YouTube, he would never have done that. He'd be watching tumors getting removed by Dr. Pill Popper or something like that.
Dr. Tumor Papa?
Now, Dr. Tumor Papa. Tumor Papa. Isn't that?
He would be the YouTuber.
Yeah, he'd be the YouTuber. Yeah, probably.
Today we're gonna excise the tumor.
Turn into Tumor Papa.
That's a really big tumor.
That sounds like an Austrian dance.
Yeah.
Everybody, Tumor Papa.
1, 2, 3, tumor papa, tumor papa.
I'm calling the police.
I feel like you weren't on board for that.
No, it's not. I'm not Austrian. You guys are too Austrian for me.
All right. In 1866, when the Austro-Prussian War got Central Europeans busy killing each other to settle the question of who should be in charge of Germany, Vincenz volunteered for work in the cholera military hospitals. Oh, shit. Okay. Returning to Vienna after the short-lived war's end, during which Vincenz's own family home was used as a field hospital, he took his medical state exam and obtained his doctorate on December 19th, 1866. So he only took 5 years, basically?
For a medical degree?
Wait, 1866?
For his doctorate.
For
Was
a
he-
doctorate.
That's fast back then.
But wasn't he born in 1803?
No, that's his dad. That was his dad.
Yeah, that was his dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Wow, he's 63 when he got
That took so long.
He's 24.
Oh, okay. Oh, well.
Yeah,
He hasn't done
24-year-old doctor.
He hasn't done
Oh,
anything.
I
yet,
feel like an idiot now. I can't believe I'm on a podcast instead of having a doctorate degree. This is all I got going for me.
You have a doctorate in podcasting.
I don't have a doctorate in podcasting.
You also had to stare at a tumor for very long times.
That's so mean. You gotta love you're a lens, not a tumor. We've established this.
That's
All right.
sweet.
Yeah.
As a medical clerk under famed ophthalmologist
Ophthalmologist?
Ophthalmologist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ophthalmologist.
No, I'm not.
It's spelled wrong there, actually.
Oh, really? Is
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Oh, fuck you, Ben.
He tried to throw
Ophthalmologist
you off.
Karl Ferdinand von Arlt. A-R-L-T.
Can I see?
Arlt.
Arlt.
Alt.
Arlt. I
Terrible
love
names.
when he tries to say things and then he just turns it around and we're just like, oh yeah, it's Arlt.
That
It is
sounds correct.
stupid.
Idiot. No.
Vincent wrote his first of many medical articles. He soon moved on to renewed histological studies as an intern with dermatologist Ferdinand Karl Franz Schwarzmann.
I can't keep track of all of these names. I'm
Honestly,
sorry.
yeah.
It's really
You
difficult.
lost me the 3 Vincents.
Yeah.
3 Vincents, a Carl, a Charles, a Franz, like every
That
single
pretty much
one.
like sums up the whole.
And a bird in
the
a
entire empire
Everybody
is
was
full of
named
these
that,
guys.
right. Yeah.
seeking to understand the complexities of human skin. Though he had direct contact with smallpox-infected patients during this time, he managed to avoid the disease and, still in 1867, started work as the assistant of pathologist Salomon Stricker. Later that same year, he got his first paid position assisting fellow German bohemian Johann Oppolzer. All right.
Another Johann.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. 7 months later...
Jesus Christ is German?
Jesus Christus, yeah. 7 months later, in 1868, Czerny received the unexpected job offer of a residency from famous North German surgeon Theodor Billroth, who had newly moved to Vienna from Zurich. Despite Vincent's admittance that he never really concerned himself with surgery before, Billroth believed in Czerny's scientific capabilities after listening to a lecture in physiology that the young man gave. While Vincenz, in turn, was a great admirer of Billroth's knowledge, skill, and willingness to take risks to help patients. Ooh, back then, taking a risk, like, let's get rid of the leg. Go. Like, what is taking a risk back then?
Yeah.
Amputation was the norm.
Yeah. I like that the risks he's taking are never risks he has to take.
Yeah, it's for the patient.
Yeah.
Risking stuff
You're
for the patient.
Gambling with other people's lives.
Yeah, because now we're so much better at it. It's no malpractice or anything.
No.
Anything overprescribed.
Not in this economy.
Thanks to these pioneers.
Yeah.
So far, this guy seems really nice. I know you guys were like, oh, it's going to go somewhere.
I'm waiting for the pin to drop.
Yeah.
Oh, he sounds like a hero.
So far, so good.
He's risking other people's lives.
No, he's admiring a guy who's risking other people's lives.
Right. That's different.
He's like, that gives me an idea.
Hero worship. You can risk someone's life from afar. If it's like your second degree, then that takes all the guilt off of you. You know, you're like, I like what you're doing over there, but I'm not doing it myself, so no paper trail.
Yeah, I support you morally, but not.
CIA with every country in South America. Keep killing those communists.
Yeah, watch it from afar.
Except they had a paper trail. Specifically, a green paper trail found in the form of a briefcase that they would give to them.
Yeah, they track the numbers on the bills.
It's still a trail of paper. All right, anyway.
All right. Consequently, he accepted the job offer from the man who would become his mentor and biggest sponsor. Aside from examining more removed tumors, Vincenz's new job also had him gather practical experience as an assistant in both routine surgery and experimental work. The later included Czerny putting an artificial larynx in a dog's throat. What the fuck?
Wow.
The dog can bark again!
Did it work?
Oh my god, yeah, answer that question, please.
Although the resulting bark was apparently rather pitiful. It is a bad bark.
Yeah.
This is a shitty bark.
All of that just to give him a
It was still considered a medical sensation at the time. Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
If nobody has done that before.
Yeah, it's like, well, I just made this dog bark out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. You God, basically, at that point. You made somebody get his voice back. That is crazy.
I'm so glad the standards are higher now. I'd be a little bit. I'm sorry. I find it hard to believe that, like, if I was just a layman loser witnessing this in the newspaper, I would just be like, "That's not even a good bark, you idiot." I expect the smart people to know how to do better than this.
Sounds like a duck. Is that a duck larynx?
It's terrible. I feel like I would still, but as a non-scientist, I would probably be not impressed because you don't know what the standard is if you're a layman. You're just like,
you would say that's not a good enough experiment. Like, what are you doing?
I'd be like, the guy who sells me snake oil does so much better than that. Like,
But we do that now. Like, you know,
Exactly.
when they grow like an ear on the back of a rat, and you're okay, great. Why did you do what?
I mean, that one is awesome. That is awesome.
Sure, but you're like, okay.
No, that's for okay. So you know the.
Well, I know why they did it, but still, you read it and you're like,
what the fuck?
you're like, okay, an ear on the back of a rat. It seems like there's a different way to do that.
Yeah.
it's like, can he hear from it?
Right. Yeah, it brings up more questions. You're like, oh, that's a waste of funds.
Lend me an ear. Just throws the rat.
Oh, that's really sad. Don't do that to the rat.
All right. Yes, it was considered a medical sensation at the time. As Billroth's most important employee, he was given a travel grant and visited academics in Leipzig, Halle an der Saale.
Halle an der Saale.
What's that?
I don't
It's
really.
a place.
Okay.
Halle an der Saale. Salé, maybe? Halle an der Saale?
He's laughing because it rhymes.
Yeah, that's funny enough for me. That is high comedy.
I think that's what it is.
I didn't know if it was like an inside joke, but he's like, no, it's just fun.
No, he's just the Austrians are so their standards are just they're like, oh, these two words sound similar to each other.
Exactly.
That's not just Austria, it's the German diaspora.
All right, you're gonna know the next town. Berlin, Greifswald, Rügen, Hamburg, Göttingen, and Heidelberg. Hey! We had a few episodes already that dealt with Heidelberg.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
but none of those words sounded like each other, so it's not that funny, actually.
No.
I don't know.
Right, you're just excited about the Heidelberg.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah.
So he was there as a guest student. During the Franco-Prussian War of 1870 to 1871, he followed his employer in volunteering. Billroth eventually leaving Czerny in charge of his own small hospital in Weißenburg, where he gained more practical experience treating the injuries of soldiers coming directly from the front.
Did he give him larynxes again? He's like, I don't do much, but I got this covered. They walk out with like still a broken leg. They're like, how's it feel? I don't know.
At the dog's larynx?
The dog's larynx. They're like, you can go. It's a very specific practice he does, but he does it well.
I didn't train him in anything else.
You're like, I got a bit of a headache. Come here, let me take care of you.
He's filled with shrapnel.
I'm very specific at what I do.
He's like, half of my face is gone.
This man
And I can't speak anymore.
This man has Legionnaire's disease. Why did you give him a larynx?
And I can't speak. I can fix half your problem.
I can't.
I have a mouth, but I must scream. What is the sci-fi novel?
I have no mouth and I must scream.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's like Bertolt Brecht right there. All right. Some dark German shit.
It's not, but
That would,
No, it sounds like
that
it,
would be
though.
Brecht. Yeah, if
It
he
sounds
was
very Brechtian.
if Brecht was into sci-fi, that would have been
true.
have been a Brecht book. Before sending the stabilized patients onto the larger hospital at Mannheim, where Bill Roth was in charge. So he's the ICU unit, basically. Jesus, during World War II, that is.
this is
And it's 1870, so artillery and all that stuff already exists.
Right.
So the wounds are way more atrocious than even when like gunpowder was a thing.
No wonder he got into plastic surgery afterwards. He's like, I saw these guys come back from the war and they were ugly. They looked terrible.
I saw them before and after. It is unacceptable.
You should see their duck lips now. I fought in the Prussian War. Just look like a bunch of Kardashians and
Cardassianer. Wir sind die Kardasser-Familie, ja.
My leg's broken, but my butt looks amazing.
BBL on the battlefield. BBL.
Battlefield BBL.
That's when you get shot on the war.
BF,
In the war.
BBL.
BBL jersey.
All right.
He still sounds like a hero.
Bill Roth is like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
I really hope that he does actually get into plastic surgery.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
someone-
getting all the most fuckable patients.
Well, they're fuckable after I'm done.
yeah.
That's the most disturbing thing ever. You're fuckable when I'm done.
Well, that's what a plastic surgeon does. That's
Returning
literally
from the war, Vincenz successfully applied for habilitation, citing the various works he'd already published and the academic lecturing he had been doing since his time under Oppolzer, and held his first proper lecture at the University of Vienna in the summer semester of 1871. Already in the following winter semester, German physician Adolf Kussmaul
Okay, that is actually a funny name. Like kiss mouth.
Right?
No, Maul is more like
It's like an animal's mouth.
yeah, exactly.
So kissed an animal's mouth?
Yeah.
No,
His last name?
Ma.
That's not.
Yeah.
Does that
That's
mean
mouth.
mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
old school mouth.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Kussmaul would be kiss Ma.
Kiss mouth.
Wow. And that might be
The family name.
Yes, that's Adolf Kussmaul.
This is well. First of all, yeah, you get your name based on your occupation.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
exactly,
Yeah, and they're like, well, someone back in the day got caught
yeah.
kissing a
Yeah.
pig,
Well, something.
and also you don't see. This is like one of the last instances Adolf was used in public before it was.
Oh,
wiped from the-
Adolphus Sax is around, I think, in this time
Yeah,
too.
same thing. Yeah.
The guy who invented the saxophone.
He was a Kussmaul.
He was a Kusma. He was a fuckboy. As you
Really?
can imagine, someone who invented the saxophone. would
Sex
be.
is that's a sexy instrument.
It's the
Exactly.
sexiest
That
instrument.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And also, he probably could have potentially ended up in this guy's medical
Right.
chair, considering how many people tried to kill him.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
the
exciting.
French didn't like him at
They
all.
tried to kill him
Really?
so
Yeah.
many times
Yeah.
and failed. And
Well,
he
'cause
got
they're good friends.
got mouth cancer
And
to go back
survived
to
it, yeah.
Maul, and he survived, and pneumonia killed him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's
Yeah,
a very
yeah,
good
yeah.
episode.
That's fun. That's way better than this one.
Shut the fuck up.
Sorry, I tell people about Adolphus Sax every single time.
No
Ah,
wonder
that's a
you
good
don't
one.
get bigger roles.
Yeah, you need to hike down Maul.
I need to kiss more mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to be a little more loose.
Turn the Kussmaul around, you know.
Loose Maul.
Loose mouth.
Loose Maul. How would you say loose? What is loose in what's
Los.
los
Los
Maul?
Maul.
Losmaul oder
Because I can't.
frei. Freimaul.
Das Gegenteil vom eng. Like, what would you say?
Oh,
Like the opposite of tight mouth. Loose mouth.
breit.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what
Breitmaul.
wide mouth.
Yeah.
No, it's
A
funny.
breit mouth is like if someone
Right.
talks too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
It's like a wide mouth.
Yeah.
Anyway, that doesn't matter.
Whatever. All right. Let's go back to Adolf Kusmar.
I was hoping to get a stage name out of that moment.
It's not too late.
Having spoken to Bill Roth, offered Czerny a position as a clinical director at the University of Freiburg, Baden, in the southwest of the newly founded German Empire. Converting to the old Catholic faith to garner favor with Baden's interior minister, a certain Professor Jolly, in accepting a relatively meager starting wage, Vincenz officially got the job on November 22nd, arrived in Freiburg on December 8th, had dinner with Kusmar the same evening, met his daughter, Louise Amanda Kusmar,
Now here we go.
and got engaged to her 18 days later.
Oh, they were doing some kissing on that mouth.
Wow.
I'm like, no, please. I was gonna make the joke that like Adolf and Vince kissed at some point, but that's
Wait,
even
how
worse.
old is she?
How old is she?
How
Yeah.
old is she? Wait, 18?
1871 they met, end of 1871, and she was born 1853. So
Okay. Well, she'd be pretty young.
18?
She'd be 18.
Legal. Let's benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
How old is he?
Because he's like 30 right now, right?
31? No,
Still creepy.
71,
Yeah, it's very creepy.
71, and he was born in 42.
42.
So-
Okay, 29.
So 29,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's-
So he's 10 years older than
That's
us.
not horrible.
That's Princess Diana and Charles, King
Yeah.
Charles.
And then look how that worked out. You know what I mean? Like, he's a king now, and
She's dead.
well, yeah, but you know, she got a song written
Allegedly.
about her. She's a candle in the
What do you mean
wind.
she's allegedly dead?
Yeah.
Allegedly dead.
That's
yeah.
the only truth I am. I saw the videos.
I have some questions.
There was no body on the pictures I saw.
Yeah, I would never crash a car in a tunnel like that. That's
right.
just terrible.
And you're being
driving.
followed by paparazzi, and there's no pictures of a body.
Yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean? Yeah, they're not going to take that picture.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So yeah, okay. He's doing the classic thing, and yeah. So they married the following May. The couple had 4 children. Hans and Paul both became doctors, though the later tragically ended up killing himself. Fuck me.
Oh no.
Paul killed himself.
Don't do that. We have a podcast. That'd be really shitty if you killed yourself.
Oh, he made it to 30. He killed himself when he was 30 years
Okay.
old.
Jesus outlived him.
Yeah,
All right.
classic.
He got dunked on by Jesus.
But he outlived Kurt Cobain and
Yeah.
Janis
True.
Joplin and Amy Winehouse.
True.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, all those people are still older than his current wife of 18.
True.
So,
Well, she
Great.
might pass. Fingers crossed.
oh god.
The only daughter, Margaret, 1880 to 1968, holy fuck, became an author and married the musician Fritz Stein, while Siegfried became a painter. Oh, nice. Okay, so the doctors and artists.
Very left brain, right brain household.
Yeah. Also, I like that it's a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
Like 50% you have to do the proper way. You have to be doctors, and the rest
Right.
of you do whatever you want. You just fuck around.
As long as that one of you can support the family after I die.
And it's the younger siblings too that are allowed to fuck around.
Yeah.
Like that.
And then the fourth one was a painter, and he's just like, oh, all right, fine.
You're not going to be my problem soon enough.
And Siegfried died in 1979. Holy shit.
Oh, wow.
He witnessed the end of disco.
Yeah.
Like Grant said last time.
Yeah. Crazy.
End of disco.
He did.
That was a moment in time.
Yeah. In Freiburg.
Wait, when was he born again?
1889.
1889.
Yeah.
Chunk of time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
90 years old.
He saw both world wars and the end of disco.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And right before MTV. He barely
he
by a hair
Just missed MTV.
Yeah.
That's I love thinking about like whenever we see dates on this podcast, thinking about the cultural context of like
Oh, for sure.
I
Yeah.
love-
What kind of movies they watched or could have watched. Yeah.
Like he could have seen Star Wars, the first
he
one.
could
Yeah.
have seen Star Wars.
Or the Maltese Falcon.
Yeah. Or a lot of movies that were made before 1979.
Actually, yeah.
There's a lot of
There's a lot. There's a few. Yeah.
There's a few.
He
yeah.
remembers like the talkies becoming a thing and then
Right.
that becoming Star Wars.
He saw
Yeah.
probably an incredibly racist performance in the 1930s.
Oh, he probably was in them.
Yeah, he probably.
Oh yeah, painter. Oh no, he did some stage paintings.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, where they were in.
He ran out of black paint a lot.
They didn't really do vaudeville in Europe.
Oh,
did they?
yes, we did.
They did? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. There's minstrel shows and everything, too. Yeah.
Okay.
The Dutch were the Dutch and the British, I think, are the worst ones out of all of them.
Yeah.
But
You mean in quality?
no,
Because the Dutch don't have a lot of personality. They're just like, now we shall sing our song.
Well, they got the wooden shoes.
Yeah,
so.
they do. It's just a ton of clogging.
Clogging.
And now next I'm going to play this violin while wearing clogs.
Yeah, I'm all clogged up.
Yeah, they couldn't hear the racism over the sound of their wooden shoes.
All right. Let's get back to Vincenz. In Freiburg, Vincent was among similarly modern, liberal-minded colleagues, including his new father-in-law, as well as Paul Langerhans
Paul Longhand.
and Hermann Not Nagel.
Emergency
Because
nail.
Nagel means to bang.
What?
So ich nagel dich is I'm nailing you. I'm banging you.
I've
Having
never-
sex?
Yeah.
That's the last name.
Yeah, not Nagel. So he's not
Emergency
it's
fuck.
not
Emergency fuck.
Oh no! Yeah, emergency fuck.
Wow.
They're
Sorry.
not Nagel.
These are the best names so far. We've got
Amazing.
Kiss Ma and
Langer Hans.
Long Hands
Yeah, long.
Emergency.
and Emergency
no
fuck.
sex. Yeah, emergency sex.
Emergency sex.
Yeah.
Nagel. We know somebody in the comedy scene called Nico Nagel.
Yeah.
Is that his name also means fuck?
Yeah,
That
basically.
explains why he's such a fuck boy.
Yeah.
And you can keep that in. I'd say to his face.
Oh,
Wait, so really, the last name was just sex?
well, Nagel also means
emergency
literally
sex.
nail, but in colloquial terms nowadays,
Okay.
Nagel means to nail somebody.
Gotcha. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it's like how pussy now means vagina.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you should just mean a different kind of pussy.
Times have changed.
Time to change.
Back in my day.
Well, back in this guy's day,
Back
Yeah.
in his day.
Yeah.
he remembers pussy becoming a term for.
He was there. He
was
was there
there.
to see.
He saw pussy go bald.
Yeah. Yeah, he saw.
Not in the 70s. No, he didn't.
That's no. Well,
No,
he
yeah,
did not.
he died before.
yeah,
died
right.
He died before.
He
Down-
muffed off with hair.
Yeah, he was full. He was
Yeah.
full bush most of his
Yeah.
life.
His
Bushmaster.
He was a bush. Wow.
Bushmal.
Bushmaster, ich bin der Bushmaster. Und Bush Patrol. All right. Put in charge of both a small clinic and of 30 beds that never received the extension promised to him, as well as a gradually increasing but still modest number of students, Czerny had a lot of time left for research, which he used to look into tuberculosis bone and joint conditions, resorption processes in the colon, and yet again, the histology of tumors, as well as testing out new wound sutures, 2 of which were named after him and are still in common use today.
What kind of sutures are these?
I don't know.
Like wounds. I just want to know that this isn't.
We can look them up.
I just want to know this isn't the husband stitch. Is all I'm asking.
Oh.
So I'm like, what kind of wound are we talking about? You might not.
He's the worst guy ever, unbeknownst to us.
I'm just like, it
My
matters.
19-year-old wife.
Oh my God, they had what, 3-4 kids?
4 kids.
Four
Four
kids.
kids.
He did it. He really got some
I'm
practice
just like,
in.
what kind of wound suture?
Having turned down an offer from Innsbruck 3 years earlier, Vincenz accepted a position at the University of Heidelberg in November 1876.
Have you ever been to Heidelberg before?
I have.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful. It's gorgeous. Yeah.
No wonder he said yes to Heidelberg.
Yeah, I was there for like
Compared to Innsbruck. Like, Innsbruck is nice, but Heidelberg
Heidelberg's
slaps.
gorgeous.
Heidelberg
Yeah.
slaps Innsbruck around.
And they had like a 15% beer when I was there. Have you ever had that? It's like a beer with like 15% alcohol.
Jesus
No.
Christ.
Ooh, it was awful. But you have to drink it, and it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was like in a stein like that. One of them, and you're just like, I'm done for the day. I'm done.
You go.
was
You're
taking-
going to his hospital.
I was taking classes there, and on my lunch break, I went and had one. And the
Do-
rest
do-
of the
do you
day, I was
think-
like, oh.
What is it called? The larynx replacement?
Do you think they made Perkeo drink the 50% beer?
Oh yeah.
There was
Oh,
there was a guy with dwarfism that we had as a subject on the
Yeah.
podcast who was from Heidelberg, and like I guess the king of Heidelberg sort of made him wear like a big like
Gold chain.
Yeah, like a Flavor Flav kind of chain.
Oh, that's nice.
And drink copious amounts of alcohol for their
Good
amusement.
gig. Yeah.
I mean, he died at like 30 because
Yeah.
of like alcoholism
And his
Right.
diabetes.
and diabetes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. and dwarfism.
But really lived. You know what I mean? Like
he was in charge of the biggest barrel in the world.
Yeah. See, so he that's how I want to go. I've been working on that for years.
We can see it.
I'm trying.
That's every comedian's goal, is to just be the court gesture with an unlimited supply of alcohol.
Yeah.
Or drugs. Yeah. So he accepted that position in Heidelberg, no doubt in no small part because it meant his salary would be nearly quintupled. I feel like
that's the main part.
Yeah.
Damn, all the money.
In Heidelberg.
Yeah, exactly.
What is the job again?
University, right?
Yeah, at a position at the University of Heidelberg. The new position came with some difficulties. Czerny had not consulted the University of Freiburg before agreeing to the Heidelberg offer, greatly angering the dean, Hildebrand. There were initial tensions with a new colleague, Nikolaus Friedreich, and he suffered some harassment from those who had unsuccessfully applied for his new position.
Is this where it happens now? This is the turn?
This is messy. He's going to heel turn.
Despite this, Vincenz successfully managed the 122-bed clinic he was now in charge of, turning it into a model education center, as well as modernizing and expanding the hospital itself, nearly doubling the number of beds to 214 by the time his tenure ended in 1906, and considerably lowering the mortality rate, albeit probably not as much as might have been possible, as we know that he didn't wear either gloves or facial or hair protection while performing surgeries.
He was raw dogging it. He was raw dogging surgery.
Old school.
I like that.
Old school.
He's like
Let me just get in there.
He's like the Turkish shooter from the Olympics.
Yes, he is.
He just rolled in with a t-shirt. Was like, "What do you need over there? All right, give me the butter knife over there. Saw. All right, get the fuck out of it. Next one. That's awesome. That's hardcore.
He has his pocket knife, you know, his butterfly.
Yeah.
He's like, let's begin, motherfuckers.
He's just like on his phone texting while he's doing some surgery over there. Like, all right, I'll be done with you.
Telegraph.
The telegraph. Yeah, he's doing some Morse code. That's baller.
That's so horrific. I'm sorry. That actually is scaring the shit out of me. I would not get
it said he was semi-successful.
Yeah,
it was
you would still
very
have to
successful.
go through the surgery. I would not want that surgery done.
You have a choice.
But again, it's funny that he lowered the mortality rate, so at least he cleaned up.
Yeah.
Like
he's the only doctor who considered germ theory.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
It just goes to show you right there. Masks, this doesn't work. I think
that is amazing.
I mean, he's a doctor. He's a science. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Totally. Cough. Okay, Vincenz was, by all accounts, a regular surgery virtuoso.
Okay.
Working, quote, quick and without hurry, and always, quote, operating on the very border of what's possible and feasible. All right.
And this is your man?
I like him. Yeah, I think he's great. I want to...
I like him too so far.
I don't dislike him, but I would be so afraid of being on that operating table.
I would choose him over every other doctor in that time period.
No, I would just die.
Yeah.
I would rather...
I just don't think you'd have a choice. You'd be like, well, this sucks, but, you know, what do you...
I would die, yeah.
You would die? You'd be like, you would sign away your...
I'd be like...
You're right.
I'd be like, I'm out. I would not
If you even have the fingers to do that.
Yeah.
But back then,
Stumpy.
Could you sign this? I don't have any hands. Well, I guess you're gonna have to have surgery then.
I guess you're gonna have to live.
But back then, like, how was everybody else doing it? Like, was it that avant-garde to be so blasé with, you know, not masks and stuff?
No.
Would you know?
This is totally normal. It's even worse.
Yeah.
It's even worse with most doctors because most doctors wouldn't even change their fucking clothing from day to day.
So as a patient, you wouldn't even know. You'd be like, "Oh, this is fun."
Yeah. I would not want to live anytime before like 91, to be perfectly honest with you. So it's not just this. It's
anything before DNA sequencing sucks.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Anything before you can tell where the DNA is coming from.
Yeah, or like the cancer.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm just thinking if I get murdered, you know?
Yeah.
If you get murdered.
If I get murdered, I want them to solve the crime faster.
Oh,
right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. If the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit.
What gloves?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I've never used gloves in the...
No paper trail. Yeah. No paper trail. See?
That's what OJ should have done, actually.
He shouldn't have done things too.
All right.
Like murder.
He should have just murdered with her bare hands.
So this description of his operating style is, if the testimony of one unnamed English doctor can be believed. So that's the source for these rave reviews of his work.
Imagine if it was just him being like, yeah, he was so awesome.
I'd seen his autobiography.
5 stars would go again.
Oh shit. Partially blind in his right eye from 1877 onwards.
This is your man?
Yeah.
You want to get surgery by a blind man?
For 30 years.
For 30 years?
Yeah, if he comes in looking like Popeye, I'm like, that's awesome. Yeah, just like squinty.
Oh, hilarious. From 1877 onwards, after studying sunsets without eye protection, he was raw dogging the sun as well.
He's a badass. He doesn't give a crap.
He is more and more like this Turkish Olympic shooter every
he just
time.
doesn't give a crap about things.
Ironically, the damage direct sunlight does to rabbit retinas had been the subject of one of his first articles. So he should have known. He's like, human eyes are way better than rabbit eyes.
No, he knew, but he didn't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's kind of awesome. I like
I'm
that.
just going to blind myself.
That sort of reminds me about how Charles Darwin discovered that like you shouldn't commit incest, not after having sex with like his sister or cousin or whatever, and having like 4 kids that like died prematurely, but by noticing his tomato garden looked weird after
like several generations of inbreeding.
Yeah, he's like,
and then
hey,
you made the
wait a
connection like,
minute.
wait a second.
Tomato.
Oh, that was good. That was good. That's what I think was more likely.
He nevertheless managed to not only continue his surgical work, but to keep innovating in the field. In 1878, he developed a new technique for vaginal hysterectomy, so uterus removal.
This is your man.
Wait,
You not see why I'm afraid.
the sentence wasn't done yet.
There's no way that the sentence ends better than it started.
Quickly replacing the previously common abdominal methods and reducing the mortality rate from 70 to 32%. 1 in 3 is still horrible.
See what I'm saying?
Okay, I stand corrected.
But 7 out of 10 women dying during a hysterectomy is insane. That is.
Yeah, that's how it used to be.
Fuck me.
Yeah, but is that? But for the time.
Yeah.
You know.
I know.
It's not good.
No, it's terrible.
We've done better with the numbers since.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one thing.
It's like 1 in 10,000 now or something like that dies.
82%. That's pretty good though. Like, what does he attribute to his success?
His methods, his techniques, probably
the
way
methods of just changing his clothes after.
That's probably
because he's still raw dogging this surgery.
One-eyed.
One-eyed.
One-eyed. Yeah.
Army mate.
Yeah, like the pirate. Yeah, I like that.
Hysterectomy.
He doesn't need more than one eye for the vagina.
Yeah.
It's just,
I just see him with like an eye patch rolling in there with an eye patch on and just like a t-shirt.
He's like a James Bond villain at this point.
Yeah.
He's a German-speaking, like he looks like this
intellectual
motherfucker. He has
academic
the eye patch on,
Yeah.
like he would be like a fucking. Well, Mr. Bond,
I expect you to die.
It is time to take care of your
Well, I
vagina
actually
today.
don't expect you to die because my methods are so good at surgery.
Yeah, he's like the good.
Well, no, 7 out of 10 of you might still die. But,
No, that was previous. With him, it's 3 out of 10.
okay, well, so 3 of you might still die. But that's a sacrifice he's willing to make.
like as if there's 10 lined up. He's all 3 of you will die.
Oh, it's like Survivor. Literal
3
Survivor.
of you are gonna die. So we have any volunteers? No. Okay, we'll see what I choose. Yeah.
Who shows up with his...
You get a hysterectomy. You get a hysterectomy, and you will die for
You will
it.
Yeah, and you get a larynx. Where your ovaries used to be, there will now be a larynx.
Oh.
So now your pussy barks.
Yeah. So every time you go pee, it goes. Just like little yips. That's exciting.
You pee?
Yeah. What? Every time you have a little gas, it'd be like.
No,
You
you
know.
pee?
Yeah. Yip. Oh, yip pee.
Yeah.
Oh, like yippie.
Yeah,
Yip
on
pee.
the platform.
keep reading.
Is that the-
Stop talking.
Was that the German humor there?
Yes.
I got you.
That was
In
just bad humor there. That was just cursed humor.
It vary. In 1880, he introduced an operation to remove non-cancerous uterine growths through the vaginal tract. In addition to his great contributions to gynecology, he also pioneered modern methods for hernia surgery.
Okay.
That will be pertinent for us.
Yeah.
In
finally something for
3
men.
years and 10 years.
5 years ago.
Hernia, I barely know her.
That's not German humor.
That
by the
was
way. No.
As well as larynx,
this, right?
esophagus, and tongue extirpation.
Extrapolation?
Extirpation.
Extension?
Extirpation.
Tongue extension. Very popular. helps with the vaginal
Yeah, I
surgery.
was gonna say in the hysterectomy ward. Crazy.
Yeah.
Tongue game on point.
Sorry, what can I see the word actually? Extirpation. I'm gonna look this word up now. Actually,
And improved various stomach, intestine, bladder, and kidney surgeries.
My hero.
He quickly gained international recognition, leading to offers from universities in Vienna, Prague, and Würzburg, all of which he declined in favor of further improving his Heidelberg clinic.
Badass.
Extirpation means the act of removing or destroying something completely.
Oh,
Just
wow.
like he destroyed the
Tongue.
Destroyed the tongue?
destroyed the tongue.
Tongue cancer from all the smoking.
Yeah.
Sure.
back then.
Yeah. I don't think they just took it out for funsies.
Yeah.
My wife just keeps not shutting up.
Would you shut her up, please?
Before
The
they,
larynx did too much, doc.
they didn't have lobotomies yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for cancer mostly, it looks like.
Okay.
All right, see?
All right. Wow.
Once again, another notch in the belt for my hero.
Damn. Yeah. No, Vincenz is doing good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aside from his remarkable medical advances, he also helped quite inadvertently to lay the foundation for cosmetic surgery by performing what's possibly the first ever breast reconstruction. Here's a few excerpts from his own report.
I continue.
It's a
My hero.
Published in
reconstruction. This does put other things into perspective
in
now. Now I
1895.
understand.
Quote, a dramatic singer, 41 years, who was very worried and anxious because of the swelling of her breasts and the development of a painful lump in the left breast, finally permitted the removal of her breast after she repeatedly consulted me and another surgeon. Since both breasts were very well developed, an unpleasant asymmetry which would have resulted after removal of one breast would have been a particular hindrance to her stage activity.
Yeah, this guy's still sleazy, okay?
What? No way.
Absolutely.
Origin of nip tuck, bro. Luckily, the lady had a lipoma, a benign fatty tumor, larger than a fist, in the right lumbar region. What the fuck?
Okay, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I decided, therefore, to use this for reconstruction of the extirpated breast. So he moved. Let me just move this fatty tumor over here and make a new titty out of it.
Oh, tumor boob.
Tomb boob.
Yeah.
Tube.
Boob tumors. Yeah.
Tomb.
That's
so
The
good.
tube.
the tumba.
The tomb.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I can't get over the fact it's gonna hinder her stage activities if she doesn't have both titties.
You are like, you know.
She's an opera singer.
Yeah, with giant titties, apparently.
But
so.
if you're on there and you have like really you're very well endowed.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden one goes down.
Yeah.
You
I-
remove the other.
You remove the other, or you make the other one match, right?
Yeah, but again, he's the first one to do this.
Sure.
Nobody has thought of the idea of let's not hack off the other one. Let's make
the other one better.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
and back then too, like if she was like a famous diva,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
she has this, and she has them both removed, and then you see her like a month later, and you're
everybody
like,
will be
what
talking
happened to the
Yeah,
thing?
the newspapers.
You wouldn't be paying attention to her voice anymore.
Yeah.
Well, like they were paying attention to her voice to begin with.
Hey, sex sells. Sex sells.
Oh, especially opera costumes back then. It's
Yeah.
all cleave.
Sure.
It is all cleaved.
Yeah, she couldn't go up there and like, sadly couldn't go up there like,
Yeah.
different looking or flatter
Yeah,
than she was.
this is not a what's her name? The female breast cancer comedian.
Tig Notaro?
Yeah, this is not a Tig Notaro moment.
Right. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. All right.
It sounds less pervy is what I'm saying.
Okay,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
am I still turned on? Sure, but
yeah.
it sounds less pervy is what I'm trying to say. The story
Look, the erection is natural.
the story is not the issue is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's my own personal issues I'm having.
We'll operate on those later.
Yeah, sure.
We'll remove those.
Extirpate them.
Extirpate my issues.
Yes. So continuing with Vincenz's report. On November 24th, 1893, 2 fingers breadth beneath the nipple, the skin was incised completely across and the whole breast was freed and extirpated without injury to the overlying skin. Before closing the wound, a fist-sized lipoma with its capsule was taken from the right flank and implanted in place of the resected breast. Closure of the wound was done with a continuous silk suture used also for the lumbar incision. An antiseptic bandage was applied. Hey, that's how he got to his low mortality rate.
Well,
let's put some antiseptic stuff on here.
After that reading of it, my erection is gone. That was the most boring surgical reference to a boob job.
Sorry.
I'm like, that's not sexy. That's not sexy at all. That's not sexy at all.
Yeah,
I have more respect for him.
This is like watching the first porn. Like the first porn, the first movie porn, they are terrible. They're so bad. They're not sexy at all anymore. It's just a guy like looking at a tit and being like,
yeah.
It's just a nature documentary.
Basically.
No, it's very.
This is the first book.
It's very impressive. Yeah, very surgical. Not pervy at all.
And by using fatty tissue, it probably feels also way better than like a silicone implant.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Genius.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. About a half year later, the operated breast was still somewhat tender. Gradually, the sensitivity decreased. At the end of December 1894, the left breast was well formed, perhaps somewhat smaller and firmer than the right.
She's like, another follow-up consultation? He goes, yeah, I'm sorry. Every other day. You gotta come in here. Every other day.
Every 48 hours, I have to touch those titties.
This is a new way to do this. I've never experienced this before, and I just want to make sure everything's fine. Every day, please come in.
Best excuse to
please come in.
Titties.
And is the vagina still fine? Do you want me to check this again? Do you want me to check the vagina again? I just want to make sure you're all in good health. I don't know if you saw my resume, but vaginas and boobs is kind of what I do. What about the larynx? You're fine. Let's not worry about that anymore.
Blowjobs are out of the picture now. Oh, fuck me. That is so good. But the disparity in any case was far less than with the usual mastectomy. Tenderness had completely disappeared. All right.
Well, see?
So first operation of a breast.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good boob job.
Good boob job. Yeah.
Good boob job.
Yeah. Well done. Well, Czerny's method was evidently quite successful, if not exactly replicable with any patient who doesn't have to have an appropriate sized lipoma. Right.
Yeah.
Subsequent surgeons would yield far more horrifying results with paraffin injections.
Paraffin, that's...
Paraffin wax.
Yeah.
And polyvinylic alcohol sponge implantation.
Anything with alcohol, I'm like, why?
Woo! And vinyl. Polyvinyl is also not good for you.
Wow.
That's good. That's so not sexy.
During the first half of the 20th century, a variety of implants were tried, including both glass and ivory balls.
Glass?
Woo!
Glass. Could you imagine?
Woo!
Could you imagine you're making out all of a sudden and you just like grab a boob and it just like shatters?
She trips in the aisle, falls, kadoosh.
Yeah.
Ivory is also insane.
Ivory's insane too, yeah.
That is really painful to land on if you trip like face first.
Guys, this is not the end. Ground rubber.
Oh.
That's not worse than glass.
Yeah.
Ox cartilage, polyethylene chips, and my personal favorite, wool.
Wool.
Just straight up wool.
I like that.
That's the least horrifying.
That's actually cozy.
Yeah. Cozy titty.
Oh, you fall asleep on a woman's breast in a post-coital embrace?
First time a wool pillow is not itchy. Yes.
I was gonna say it's probably still itchy, especially
on the inside.
Yeah, that sounds horrible if you're the one who actually has it.
True, fair. But
especially if you're having sex, it's like you're gonna sweat.
Yeah.
You're gonna sweat.
Me.
Oh, and then wool kind of smells a little bit sometimes when it gets wet.
Yeah.
You'd be like, is there a sheep in here?
Shear me. Put on some Ed Sheeran. All right, it was until 1961 that...
We agree that was
that
bad.
sucked. Yeah. I'm sorry. It wasn't until 1961 that Thomas Cronin and Frank Garrow developed the first silicone breast implants.
61.
Yeah.
So for like 60 years, they're just trying whatever's laying around the house.
Yep. Yeah. They're just
like
throwing
clearing
shit
out
at
their
the breast
basement.
and see what sticks.
Like, hey, you gonna throw out that plant? Yeah, let's try it in someone's breast. Let's see what that happens. They put some soil in an old fern. Sounds terrible.
Fun girl titties.
So this guy was a hero. It's everybody else that bastardized his work.
And it's not like he was directly...
He showed that you can open up a titty and stuff in there.
And then a bunch of men, and then the patriarchy stepped in and were like, let's make these things big.
Yeah.
That's where it all goes downhill.
We don't give a shit what...
And we don't give a shit if you die anyway. Who cares? And it wasn't even like they didn't have any issues. Like it never said they removed tumors or anything else. It was like, let's just put things in boobs.
Yeah, let's just stuff them.
Let's just put things in boobs and see if it's
We'll stuff
cool.
it like a pillow with a wall. I'm surprised they didn't try feathers. Like, what the
like
fuck?
like a down boob?
Yeah.
That sounds cozy. I don't know.
All right, but so the first silicone breast implants, which they originally tested on dogs are getting it again.
Not the larynx.
Titty dog.
You imagine if it's the same dog that got the larynx?
Oldest dog in the universe.
Titty dogs.
Yeah, I grow an ear on a rat and just put some titties on a dog, you know.
Paving the way for fake titties as we know them. Perhaps more...
Does this say fake titties as we know them?
Yes, that's what it says.
Everything was so like scientific up until now.
That's something to expect from Ben. Yeah, he says that sometimes. He's not a real academic. We couldn't afford a real academic. We just got a guy.
This is a guy who just does 99.9% of the work as an academic, but you get sometimes a titty.
Okay, a little titty reference.
Which is
a little as a treat.
Yeah, as a treat.
Yeah, it sells.
Perhaps more importantly, Vincenz Czerny also concerned himself with social issues, advocating for every school to have its own doctor to regularly examine the pupils and, if necessary, make changes to their schedules to the benefit of their health. To this end, he also advocated for more physical exercise and less Latin and ancient Greek.
Understood.
I like that he's Michelle Obama and a Greek.
1 hour a day being sufficient. That's still insane.
1 hour's a cut down?
Yeah.
I mean,
so
TBH,
it must have been an insane amount of Latin and Old Greek.
I might be on his side, especially a doctor.
some?
Especially as a doctor.
Yeah.
I'd probably be so sick of Latin at that rate.
For sure. This seems like a very a one-sided.
Especially when you come up with new techniques and then you have to name them. Like you have to always look up fucking Latin.
Titus bigus.
Right. There's only so many things you can name stuff at. It's like how they do dinosaurs now. Sure.
Yeah.
So, however, possibly his greatest contribution to modern life came from the cancer research he conducted with particular intensity towards the end of his life, after the turn of the century. Backed in his new endeavor by Grand Duke Friedrich I of Baden, he tirelessly asked for donations, and by 1911 had collected nearly 1 million mark. That's a shit
That's
ton.
good.
That's a shit ton of money back then.
For cancer research.
Yes.
That's nice. So nice.
Yeah, he did the ice bucket challenge, basically.
That was
But like fundraising.
Yeah.
Movember. Let's go Movember.
Okay,
That's a cancer.
Exactly. He Movember did. Yeah, exactly.
Or he I Heart Boobies did, right?
Yeah. I had titties.
I Heart Titties, or Live Strong did.
Earlier in 1906, he resigned from his position at the University of Heidelberg, of which he had by then become the dean, to fully focus on his war on cancer, founding the Institut für experimentelle Krebsforschung, Institute for Experimental Cancer Research, seeing that surgical treatment was not enough in itself to effectively combat cancer. He sought to create a new interdisciplinary university institution that would combine basic research with practical treatment and education, a novel approach at the time, at least in Germany. The institute's clinic, the Samaritan House, was a relatively small establishment where 47 patients could be treated, and Czerny accepted the curable and incurable alike, healing the former and reducing the later's suffering as far as humanly possible.
Okay. I expected way worse considering you started off by being like, speaking of plastic surgery. And turns out he's just a really good guy.
Yeah. No, I'm sitting over here waiting for your apology.
I already said I stand corrected, but I'm not apologizing.
We're on the last page, so you can apologize after.
Well, it's still my drop. There still might be something.
Exactly.
Oh, also, before he died, he fucked a child.
He would have gone full Nabokov at that point.
There we go.
Vincent's other 20th century endeavor was the role he played on the Nobel Prize Committee from 1901 until his death, personally nominating no fewer than 7 men who would go on to win the prize, including Ivan Pavlov and Robert Koch, as well as a bunch who would not, including Ludwig Boltzmann, the Wright brothers. Hey,
wait,
the plane guys.
He saw that they won their.
No, he nominated them.
He nominated them,
but they didn't get it.
Oh.
The Wright brothers didn't get the Nobel Prize. That's hilarious.
But I like that. I like that he nominated Pavlov though. He's like, yeah, dog game, recognized game.
Yeah. He only could.
He's like, you know what that dog needs? Tits.
Yeah.
You put some boobs in that dog, Pavlov. I'll get you an award.
Now the drooling makes sense.
Yeah.
The first fuckable dog.
Don't say that.
I don't think it was the first.
That Kusmal would have some words to say about that. His wife's dad.
Look, my grandpa fucked a dog once, and now this is our name.
You fuck one dog.
Hundficker. Adolphe Hundficker.
Hundnugeln.
The Hundebumser.
Hundbumser.
Yeah,
Hundebumser.
yeah. There we go. Because that's for.
Anyway, so the Wright brothers didn't win, but
Count Ferdinand von Zeppelin.
The guy who invented the Zeppelin?
Basically,
blimps and planes.
You mean the guy who invented the Hindenburg disaster?
And in 1907, himself. He nominated himself.
Obviously.
Hey, how about me? King of the tit over here.
I don't know if you guys have seen what I've done, but
I've done so many hysterectomies. I've touched so many vaginas and boobs in my lifetime. You should give me an award for that alone.
boobs and vaginas. I played with Brahms.
Of all kinds.
You would nominate yourself if you were on any committee too, wouldn't you?
I guess it would depend. I kind of would, if I had the accomplishments that he had, I'd be like, hey, what about me?
But I don't think you'd be on the nominating committee unless you had accomplishments, right? So then you would be an accomplished anyway.
Sure, but I think that his level of accomplishments sort of kind of justifies. It's like, this guy invented the fucking Hindenburg disaster, but I fixed an opera singer's titties.
Right. So it's not like if you were like Milli Vanilli and you were on the Grammy committee.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you guys don't get that. You don't get to be on there.
Is Keanu Reeves a part of the Academy? Like,
he would be the only one I would accept. The committee does not consider self-nominations out of principle, but neither did Czerny win any of the 3 times he was nominated by Swiss surgeon Emil Theodor Kocher.
No.
So, in spite of his amazing catalogue of contributions, none of his individual works was deemed great enough. Seriously? Titties?
Canonically, in Breaking Bad, Walter White has a Nobel Prize, but this guy doesn't.
Right.
That's fucking bonkers. Like, where are their priorities?
Yeah.
This guy created titties.
Yeah.
I know we're talking about a fictional character, but still.
He saved titties.
He saved titties.
Yeah. None of his individual works was deemed great enough to warrant the award. And, keeping in line with Alfred Nobel's intentions, the committee did not wish to consider anyone for their life's work as a whole.
Oh, so that's why. He did a lot of good stuff, but they're like, tell us one thing you did.
Yeah.
And he's like, tongue extirpation? They're like, no.
Nah, not good enough.
He's like, I brought the numbers down from 7 to 3? They're like, no, not good.
You saved countless lives. Not good enough.
Yeah, we'll do it on an individual basis.
Yeah.
He must get like a Lifetime Achievement Award or something. Because I kind of see now if it's like you didn't do one specific innovation, but you did do a fuck ton of good work in your lifetime.
Like he was probably like invited to the banquet though. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like he probably got a gift bag and they're like,
That makes sense.
What is in the Alfred Nobel gift bag? Is there just a bunch of dynamite in there?
it's like, from like the years, like accumulation of like the year's nominees. Yeah. So they're like little wool. You know, put that in the boob, see what happens.
There's a free larynx for everyone.
Free larynx, free dog, dog larynx. That'd be great. A little bell from Pavlov, like whoever's nominated.
That's great.
You get like a little thing. Yeah.
You should be in the marketing department of the Nobel Prize.
I should.
They should nominate you. Yeah.
They should nominate me for marketing.
Yeah.
Joel Bryant of Smithsonian fame.
Just say Bryant.
Bryant, whatever.
If they,
of Smithsonian fame.
Smithsonian Institution fame.
Yeah.
I think because they would because no one really pays attention to the Nobel Prize anymore. There's no marketing behind it.
Yeah.
Who won this year?
No,
I have no idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's no
Nobody
marketing.
Did it
who
even
fixed
happen
it.
yet?
There's no pop. There's no pop.
No, you can fix that.
Yeah.
You can fix that.
I think the last big one was Oppenheimer, and we saw that right now. So
Yeah.
after that, they're just like, let's just kind of not
And
tell
the
anybody.
dolly guy, the sheep guy. I
No,
remember
the sheep
him.
guy.
But
yeah.
also the
They got-
Nobel Prize, I've seen a couple of video essays about how some people have faked their way to the Nobel Prize.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not sure how, prestigious this.
As an institution, it's still really solid. It's just
Yeah, they give
sometimes you
It's
get
not
your...
quite Oppenheimer solid. I mean, the press about it now is like... Also, we shouldn't be proud of what Oppenheimer did.
No.
Right. Yeah.
Like they gave the guy who invented bombing Nagasaki the Nobel Prize over the guy who saved an opera singer's titties.
yeah.
There's no
to be
justice.
fair, Oppenheimer did reduce the carbon footprint of bombings. Like
He
instead of-
invented the carbon footprint of bombings.
No, instead of
he invented it and then took it down again. So look what I did. But also, guys, I'm making it healthier.
No, because you instead of having to use like 1,000 planes, you use one.
Wow.
Just imagine the fuel costs. That you're saving.
That's a roundabout way to cheer on a villain.
I'm silver lining nuking.
Complete
No,
silver lining.
this is like capitalism approach to science. Is like you invent a problem so that your product can
When you
solve
can solve
it.
it. You can solve it, yeah.
This is the green bomb.
Hello, Big Pharma.
Okay.
All right, let's go back and
So
finish Vincenz
He
up.
never won a Nobel Prize.
Nope.
Oh.
In 1914, when everyone started killing each other to settle the question of who would win in a meaningless war, Vincenz converted his institute into a field hospital, holding the rank of general in the German army.
Wow.
Because field doctors back then had rank because you were part of the military system. So
What power did he have as a general?
you're in charge of a bunch of doctors.
General power.
Oh, like a
General power.
He just has general
power.
authority.
From the trivial school. General power.
But I'm just like, he can't create like battle,
No.
plans.
But he's like, we need this many doctors over there. We need this many doctors over there.
So he's a manager.
Basically, yeah. But that's any general. That's any general. Any general is a fucking manager.
I'm sorry, every general in war is a manager.
It is,
basically.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, no, because it's all logistics at that point.
I think you're still trying to find a chink in his armor. You're like, oh, he was just a general.
Oh, he's just a manager.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't have my doctorate degree at 24.
Meanwhile, a guy is bleeding out next to him. Like, can I speak to the manager?
That would be me. How's your vagina doing right now?
You pussy.
That's where,
How's your vagina doing right now?
Oh yeah, he's blind in one eye.
Yeah. But all the hurt soldiers that came back, he's like, pussies, I'll operate on you.
No, dude, also with the eye patch too, as a military general.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he looks so badass.
He's badass.
How?
He's still raw dog
And it's World War I, so all the uniforms are still super dripped out.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but-
you get your gold tassels
He's
and
iced
the
out.
Plus
yeah.
an eye patch is
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah. And again, looking like this to begin with. Like, he's not a bad looking man.
that's really him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Vincenz Czerny.
Wait, what's the bottom picture?
That's
Boobs?
Yes.
I mean, it is technically the boob area.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you look closely, you can see which eye he was blind in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah.
It's a good looking guy right
No,
there.
he's
Yeah.
a good-looking
If
guy.
he walked in with no surgery, like no mask on, I'd be like, dude,
Yeah, this guy good.
take a throw at me.
Yeah,
Let's do
okay.
this.
Yeah, give me a kusmar.
Yeah, you seem distinct.
That's why he didn't have the mask, because the beard. He's like, I can't.
Yeah, choose one or the other. Yeah,
He's just dabbing his mouth with the beard.
I was gonna say he's got splats of blood all over his fucking beard.
It's a butcher.
Yeah. Who's next?
Yeah.
Who's next? He's like a fucking pirate.
Yeah. Likely peg legs all around. I mean, it is World War I, so it is peg legs all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, likely as a result of the experimental radiation treatment he had used in his personal battle against cancer.
Oh, shit. He didn't even follow his own advice about cancer.
He had to fight an even more personal battle against leukemia.
Oh.
Wow.
He over-radiated himself.
But that's kind of his thing. It's his whole staring in the sun and going blind thing. It's kind of his thing.
Yeah, radiation is...
He's like, do as I say, not as I do.
He loves radiation.
He loves
radiation doesn't love him back. Huh?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. But that's also ironic that he got the type of cancer that is not only the hardest to operate on, but could not be operated on in the way that he specialized, because leukemia is blood cancer.
Well,
yeah, in 1913, it's over.
Hold on,
anyways.
the story's not over yet. Maybe his next thing, maybe he's like, and in 1915, he cured himself of leukemia.
But not by cutting out a tumor.
But not by cutting out, he went through his own asshole.
So he had leukemia from at least 1913 onwards. He lost this fight on October 3rd, 1916, at the age of 74, only 2 months after retiring from his lifelong work of helping and healing.
It's a good way to go. 74, he's done some things.
Yes.
He did a lot of things.
He did a fun... Yeah, exactly. And again, I wanted to do something a little bit more lighthearted.
Yeah.
And it still turned out to be Crazy Town because it's operating on people in the 18th and 19th century, you know. So.
No, I think overall, I know it wasn't as like dark as the stuff you usually do.
Yeah.
But I still feel like trash because I haven't done any of that. So
absolutely
same
agree.
effect.
Yeah.
Same effect. I feel worse. I still feel worse for having been here. So whatever you.
Yay! Mission accomplished.
I also feel worse for having been here.
Bum, 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 bum. But yeah, no, fascinating lad.
Yeah.
Super fascinating life.
I'm genuinely shocked that he did this much good for humanity, considering how you began the podcast describing him.
I wanted to fake you out a little bit.
You did fake me out.
We wanted to like start raging against the patriarchy and being like, and you know, it was gonna be like this whole beauty.
Well, not
And he's
necessarily the patriarchy. It's just
like
the beauty industrial complex.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a more man-made kind of thing, but being like just.
Well, now men are affected by the beauty. I mean, just look at Drake. Yeah.
I always do.
Well, the guy from not Game of Thrones, the new one.
House of the Dragon?
Yeah, House of the Dragon.
Which one?
Jace.
Okay, I don't know. I've never seen either of
the
these
character, like in the first season.
Which one? Never seen it.
I've seen one episode.
Could you clarify the character? Oh, Jace?
Jace is the...
Never. I don't have a.
If it's not Matt Smith, I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's not Matt Smith. Even though Matt Smith clearly also is on HRT and had some work done now in the last few years.
You have to. I don't have to, but to compete because other people are doing it.
Yeah.
It's like,
It is, yeah.
it's almost like that doping in the Olympics kind of thing. Like, unfortunately, you kind of, or like steroids in baseball. It's like, you got to take some stuff because someone else is taking it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Somebody. Yeah. This is the Cold War mentality of the other ones are putting up bigger nukes, so I have to pick up bigger nukes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Again,
He just did like genuinely helpful reconstructive surgery.
Yeah.
I was fully expecting it to be like, and then he started up a firm.
But again, this is where it comes from.
I was waiting for it to go like sideways.
It's very sad, to see even a good man's work being bastardized. Like he wanted to just help somebody.
Oh, there's where the negative goes.
Yeah, no,
but you're right.
Yeah,
I mean,
and then
sure.
other
Stuff
assholes just stuff glass into boobs. What the fuck?
And not even necessarily to help, just to
just so they have bigger titties. Yeah.
So they could love their wives again or something.
Well, thanks for that one. Yep.
I'm just the messenger, dude.
Terrible message.
It's not a worse message than what we've been talking about this whole
but
time.
it's still, no.
Do you think I want that to be the case?
No, the mental image is still very, very gross of a man manipulating somebody into getting a surgery that inadvertently will kill them. Yeah, just to make them
especially in the experimental phase, the first like 40 years of it.
Yeah. I mean, even like fake titties in the 60s and 70s looked horrifying most of the time. Like the boob jobs back then were not good.
Right.
I kind of want to see what these look like now. I've never...
And apparently they felt like hard as rock too.
Well, that's happened recently too, because they just tried a whole new thing that went sour, and the same thing. It was a whole new
like a gel,
a whole new material gel,
Yeah.
and it just turned into like cement. It was it's like a fairly recent too.
So they didn't
like,
do a long-term study on it?
I don't think so. I don't think they.
Motherfuckers.
I mean, I don't know what the deal was, but I know it was a
Put
big.
it in dogs again.
Put it. Give the dogs the concrete boobs.
Yeah, exactly. Don't kill women over this. This is
kill
insane.
dogs instead.
No, I don't like.
He loves women more than dogs. You heard it here, folks.
Now, what's
the only bitches I care about are human women.
Yeah, exactly.
So you think all plastic surgery is bad, or you just think
No, just the bastardization that came from it, and that I mean, so much money is in it now.
Sure, but I mean for like beauty.
Yeah,
there is too much, but I also know people who get it where it's like very small. They're just like, I just want to feel a little bit better.
No, there's
about
nothing
myself.
wrong with people wanting to have the surgery. My issue is with the industrial complex that comes with it. The industry that profits off of creating insecurities, and a lot of the time, very young people. Like I remember when my sister, who I think was like 15 during the Kylie lip kit generation, and it's sort of interesting seeing like a couple of months ago. Kylie Jenner was like crying on the TV show or whatever, talking about how like everyone's saying she looks old now because of all the fillers she's got. And a lot of people were like, yeah, you did that. You created the standard and now you can't meet that. So
there's no forethought for sure.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know how I feel about that, because it's like, yeah, that still really sucks. It's like, it's a double-edged sword, and I don't think anyone deserves to really, have to deal with that kind of public scrutiny and like criticism, but like, it is a little bit. You did not only directly profit off of it, but you are like this
the
is
instigator.
You're the instigator a little bit. This is kind of your fault.
You brought it upon yourself.
Also, you're like a billionaire.
Boy who cries wolf. Now sad by eaten by wolf. Oh,
a little bit.
That's Oedipus, right? That's the whole thing. Like you create your own problems. Yeah.
Oedipus didn't. He fucked his mom.
No, I mean like classic Greek tragedy. I mean the definition of tragedy.
Yeah. It's a Greek tragedy.
That's why I didn't say Oedipal complex. It's Oedipus, the classic Greek tragedy.
That is not what I would.
You create your own problems.
Getting that Oedipus.
I was not equating that to fucking your own mom.
He operated one-eyed on his mom's pussy.
I mean, this reminds me when I got my first of 3 penis reductions. It was. The first one was medical.
Right.
And the other 2 were kind of just for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like,
you just wanted to take a little bit off the top?
A little bit, yeah. And I feel better about myself. But no one forced me to look inside and be like, why would you do that?
Right.
So
I do worry about like 20-somethings getting like filler. I'm like, what do you need that for?
No, it's insane.
What do you need that for? You're 28.
It's because it's so available.
Yeah.
And that's what's sad, yeah.
And it's badly done most of the time.
For sure.
It's always asymmetric.
Yeah.
They always fuck it up. And it doesn't look good.
No.
Right.
Just wait till you're a little bit older if you're really concerned about this. Give it some time.
It's the same way that tramp stamps in the early 2000s were just everywhere.
And tramp stamps are coming back. It's Brat Girl Summer, baby.
I know.
Wait, are tramp stamps part of Brat Summer?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is
it showing off my brand new lower back tattoo? You wanna guess the color of my? Yeah, that's part of it.
Do you have the rights to include that in the podcast?
Are you sure if we sing it this way?
no one will recognize it.
Yeah, exactly. The algorithm is like, what the
It's less than a couple of seconds.
The subtitling is like gibberish.
I'm pretty sure it falls under the copyright limit. Isn't it like 3 seconds?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm not actually.
And you're not. It's a cover.
It's 100% fine.
Yeah.
It's also like I don't think that Charlie XCX is going to care about this podcast.
She's very. She's a Eurocentrist head.
Yeah, she's a Eurocentrist hater.
Yeah.
She not only doesn't watch it, hates it.
Actively hates
it.
Yeah.
Truly brat.
Charlie XCX, we love you. Please listen to the podcast.
It would be hilarious. All right, we are at the end of the episode. This was a fascinating topic. Thank you again, Ben, for doing the research.
Yeah.
And Joel, this is the segment where you get to promote all of your stuff.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
Say stuff.
Oh, say things?
Your links will be in the description.
Just go to the Smithsonian Institution. And just go to the archives, dial in the old name. Where can you find me? The normal social things, Instagram at the Joel Bryant, or my website, joelbryant.net, because it's Joel Bryant. Somebody took joelbryant.com. I know. So I'm a net person. Joel Bryant.
No, but What?
Oddly enough.
Who is your daddy and what
his
does
name
he
is Jeff
do?
Smith. I think last I looked, it's been a bit. Last I looked, there was a preacher that does karaoke. So
Son of a bitch.
I think
That
so,
is
yeah.
so
And
much more interesting.
I'm always worried someone's gonna be like, I wonder what Joel's been up to lately.
You
And they're
should,
like,
you
oh,
should,
he's
you should,
gone.
you should steal his act.
I should think about it.
Do Jesus-themed karaoke.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a while. Maybe someone else owns it. But yeah,
I'm
so Joel Bryant's on
praying
that.
that the next contestant will actually sound good.
You guys want to come to my karaoke birthday party and both do karaoke?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Do
I'm
it
in.
in the arms of the angel.
Something
Sarah
something
McLachlan.
upbeat, but I'm
You're
gonna do it.
my angel, baby. We can do that as
But
well.
I'm gonna do it. I'll do it Johnny Cash style though.
Yeah,
In the arms of an angel. You know.
Yeah.
that kind of
Okay,
girl, you know what I mean?
okay. I can fuck with that.
Yeah, TikTok, all that stuff on comedy tour.
Perfect.
Got a film
Yes.
coming out at some point.
Oh, shit.
I have no idea when.
Ah,
Yeah.
it's in post-production.
No, it's
Oh.
on sales already. They had the premiere and everything. So
Oh, fuck.
I'm gonna
Okay.
try to-
I like the way you just casually say, like, yeah, it was, the premiere just happened. And
This is so Hollywood.
I don't know. I don't make big deals about things.
yeah.
It's a big deal to us because we're not Hollywood people.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
it's cool. It's a big deal, but I'm just very too low key about things.
What is the movie, and should we be excited to see it?
You should be. It's a good movie. It's called Candlewood.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
it's
I
like a
saw the
horror
trailer
film.
to it. It's
Yeah,
great.
it's a horror
yeah,
film.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it turned out really
my
good.
wife was into it.
Oh,
and,
good.
and she loves horror. So
Oh yeah,
Oh, it's a horror movie. Okay.
horror movie, yeah.
I
So
will
hopefully-
give it a shot. Then.
Hopefully, it gets a wider release. What else am I doing?
just-
I'm seeing stuff, hosting stuff.
I love
performing.
that the one last bastion of indie filmmaking is horror.
Pretty
Like,
much.
Oh, easy, yeah.
It's over for
Well,
anything. It's over for anything else. Like the
It's-
road trip comedy
Yeah.
that used to be a staple of I'm doing my first project.
Right.
It's dead.
Well,
it doesn't exist
Horror
anymore.
is such a sellable.
And it's also Academy
Genre.
proof. Like it
Right.
will not be nominated by the Academy
Right,
right.
unless you're Jordan Peele, basically.
And
Right.
and horror films, the horror fan base is such a rabid fan base. They
Yeah,
will
true.
consume anything horror,
Right.
you know. And you know, for better or worse, they could either trash or whatever. But
Yeah, yeah.
you have such an outlet for media and the horror and the Scream Fest and all the different
Yes,
festivals.
yes.
So it's just such a good one to jump into.
Fertile soil.
It's fertile soil. Yes, it's an insatiable fan base of horror.
Yeah. Also, a lot of people really want to be scared, so it's just such a base emotion to
Just watch
tap into.
watch the news.
No, that's panic. That's
Yeah, that's not the same as fear.
Paranoia. Yeah.
That's a different kind of ceiling
Yeah.
those guys are selling.
No, I want to
Yeah.
be safe and when I'm afraid. I don't want to actually have
Exactly.
to fear for my
It's
life.
the-
Like walk
the-
outdoors and
It's the voyeurism aspect of something scary is happening.
It's not-
but you are witnessing it while not being actively.
No, you have a way out. You have a way out,
Voyeurism,
yeah.
I think, is the wrong word though, because it's like you get to experience the authentic emotions in a controlled environment. It's not like you're watching someone else go through. It's like you are part of the
Oh,
experience.
if it was a snuff film, then it would be voyeurism.
That is voyeurism.
That's voyeurism. Yeah, that's
Passion
more
of the
voyeury.
Christ is voyeurism.
Oh yeah.
Anything. That's why like torture porn is like a derogatory phrase. I'm sorry. I've been a horror fan my entire life, so I'm like, this is the community that I'm a part of. And
You, a horror fan, wearing all black with
Yeah,
black hair
I
and
know.
pale
What?
skin?
Yeah, yeah.
No way. What the hell you say?
I know.
What's next? You're bisexual as well.
Yeah, and I hate the government.
Yeah.
What?
No.
You're such an enigma.
I know. I'm so cool. You guys. Imagine if I just said I was a Republican.
If you were, you just came out. You're just like, I'm actually.
Not the scariest thing of all. I am a Republican.
That would be scary.
Be a Republican vampire person.
It'd be like scary as having glass boobs.
That actually does sound terrifying.
I was trying to bring up. You see how I
Yeah,
did
yeah,
that?
no, great.
I was trying
great.
to. I was
yeah,
trying to.
you brought it back. Yeah,
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was amazing.
It's been. I mean, it's been almost 2 minutes since we talked about boobs.
Yeah,
I mean, if you want,
we were low on the boobometer.
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 Yeah,
Yes,
you have to
boobometer.
say it right. Boobometer was
Can we just have the
Obama's nickname in high school. That was the boobometer.
Imagine just fading out the episode, just talking about boobs for the
Hey.
rest of it.
I can't do an Obama, sadly.
Oh, boomer, boob.
A bum, ba, ba, bum, bidi, bum. All right.
That's my favorite song from the 50s. Is it Little Richard?
No, but Joel, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you for having me. Y'all are awesome.
This was a lot of fun.
It's been so much fun.
When you're back, we'll do another episode.
Okay.
Maybe something actually atrocious and horrifying.
And sometime when it's less than 34 degrees outside.
And I'm
Ideally,
melting a stick of butter right now. Yes.
Yeah.
This is your first and only time. Imagine look how sweaty his forehead is.
Do people just watch this and be like, you guys don't have to be in a sauna to soundproof it. You know you can go.
That's what I tell him all the time.
Shut up.
He's like, the fan will ruin the noise of the podcast.
Yeah.
It's sweaty Austrian. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
They don't get to
authentic.
sweat with us.
It's authentic.
It's sexy. If you're going to talk about this topic, it's sexy.
Yeah.
You just raw dogged a podcast.
Just like Vincenz.
With no AC. With no AC, you raw
That's
dogged
true.
it.
We did raw dog this podcast.
Temperature-wise, you raw dogged this thing.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. And we'll see each other at the next episode where we will have another guest and another topic.
Yeah.
Bye. Nice.
Are we done?
I think so, yeah.